Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to use if-else loops in Java. So let's get started. So before we get started, there are three kinds of loops that you need to know. The first kind of loop is if loops, and this can run a minimum of 0 times because it first checks a condition, and if it returns false, it will continue on the rest of the program. The second kind of loop is if-else loops, and this can run a minimum of 1 time because it first checks a condition, and if it returns false, it'll run the code inside the else part of the loop. The third kind of loop is if, else if, and else loops, and this can run a minimum of 1 time because it first checks a condition in the if part of the loop, and then if that returns false, it'll check the condition inside the else if part of the loop, and then if that returns false, it'll just run the code inside the else part of the loop. So let's say we have two integers x and y, and x equals 4 and y equals 3. So we can compare these by doing an if loop. So you do if, if x is greater than y, it will print out so x is greater than y. Okay, now let's run this. As you can see, it prints out x is greater than y because the condition inside here is true. Therefore, it'll run the code that's inside the loop. Okay. Now let's say we do else. We can print out x is less than y. Okay. Now we can switch these just so you can see. Now if you run this, print out x is less than y because the condition inside this if loop is false. Therefore, it'll run the else loop. Okay. Now for our third example, let's change this to else if, and then we'll do if x is less than y. It'll print out that. And then if both these are not true, we'll print out none. And let's change our x variable to be 4, which is equal to y. Now if you run this, as you can see, it prints out none because this loop is false, this loop is false, and therefore it'll print out whatever's inside this loop. Thank you for watching.